Welcome! Welcome. Hello, hi. How's everyone doing? We're here. We're back on this beautiful Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. If it's not Wednesday, then fuck me, I guess. But no, it is Wednesday, so that's good. How y'all doing? Hope everyone's doing alright. Hope y'all are doing great today, yo. Great today, yo. We're here. We're back. We are playing more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, the third one. So technically Trials and Tribulations, but still, we're here. We are back on the final chapter of this funny video game. On the final chapters. This time I have not invited any impromptu guests, so it'll all be back up to me to do funny voices. But you know, it's all. Oh, okay, the video just cuts off. Okay, maybe I should get an extended version of this and just make this the standard, like the standard waiting theme, just because, you know, it's great. I love me some Unreal Tournament. Nonetheless, this is not Unreal Tournament. This is, however, I say this is, however, Phoenix Wright. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh, hang on, I forgot something very special. Now that we're back in the courtroom, let me just grab my table real quick. There you go. Let me just grab my table real quick, despite the fact, you know, I think we're... Oh no, we actually reached a trial now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh goodness. So yeah. It is finally time to go into the trial of the final chapter of the video game. The entire trilogy, actually, which is surprising. Yet here we are. So, let us press on. February 9th, 9:47. I almost said 43 for no reason. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. You treacherous bitch. Okay, before I do anything, let me try to reconstruct things in my head. So, Phoenix Wright's dead. Well, he's not dead, he's knocked out cold because he got thrown off a fucking bridge. Gumshoe's here. Maya's stuck. She's trapped in the, didn't I have a map? Yeah, so Maya's stuck in the temple. The bridge got fucked. The bridge is also missing one of the supports, which means someone probably manipulated it besides setting it on fire. Iris is potentially lying about not having been at the temple. Butts was in the Heavenly Hall during the time because he falsely but correctly blackmailed Iris. If I recall correctly. Right. Oh yeah, Elise got fucking shanked in the back. Got shanked in the back and then fell 10 feet onto the sword, allegedly. Onto the sword of the statue, allegedly. Because this can't be the fucking... No one can lift that fucking thing. This can't be a murder weapon. This can't be a fucking murder weapon. Because then you would technically have multiple stab wounds. Technically have multiple stab wounds. Because, you know, this is like a 3-pronged sword. It will be a very distinct stab wound. So, not clear about that one yet. Right. I saw Bella at 10 PM and was then in her room until the murder was discovered, allegedly. She's dead. Oh yeah, also we found the funny stick, but missing the bead. Surely it can't be the same purple orb, right? Surely it can't be the same purple orb, right? Because that one increases my double trigger gauge. Anyway. Oh yeah, also this is fucking Misty Face, how Misty Face looking with the secret school emblem. I'll probably need the school, like the emblem of the Korean school. Keep that in mind. That's the blackmail letter that Larry wrote. And completely botched. That's the map, right? Weather data. Oh yeah, lightning struck. Oh yeah, the bridge was struck by lightning where Phoenix ran over it and then, you know, it set on fire and Phoenix ran over and died. Oh, allegedly died. So 10:45 is when the lightning struck. Time of death is somewhere between that, so we don't know yet. Okay, I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. Oh my, Mr. Laurice feels that way about me? Mr. Laurice? Oh yeah, that's Larry's fucking alias, right? Yeah. Larry's alias. She's dead. He's prime he's... I think it was prime suspect? No, she's still the prime suspect. Unfortunately, I do have to defend her. Godot's on my ass. She's currently missing. Oh yeah, she's missing and she's trapped, so I'm fucked. And she allegedly was with Elise. What if Elise is not actually dead? What if Elise is not actually dead and it's someone else? What if she's not actually dead and it's someone else? Oh well. Apparently, he isn't even aware of your real secrets at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. That's a lie. You've been in this courtroom 3 times before. We're not, and in any case, whatever it is that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Laurice is the witness today? Yep. No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Stundle! Oh, she also has the funny orb. Okay, cool. She also has the funny orb on her thing, so it can't be from the staff. Okay. But the orb in the staff is missing. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant on which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunham, is it? Is it? Edgeworth suddenly like fucking bridge. That is correct. It wasn't me. Because it was the statue. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what a friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth! I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I've been entrusted. Very well, sir. I'll leave my defense in your capable hands. Well. 10 AM, it's party time. Number 7. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris at Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. But defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict as... But she's guilty. But she's guilty! Ah! Oh no! Oh no! The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance, you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma?
Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did, then. You must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. Uh-oh.
I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There's no such weakling as this man amongst those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't? But I'm sure once before. Ah!
I told you there is no such weakling.
What is that? A whip? Ah, I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip at...
I have no objection to the whip.
Whoa! Edgeworth! Tell it to Phoenix. You don't?
The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow you this chance to crush you slip from my fingers. Or to crush you slip from my fingers, never mind. I see you brought your flair for the historic. Histrionic? Is histrionic a word? I guess it is.
Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Ah!
The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author Mr. Lee's Didim. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo to the crime scene. Okay, good start.
There's no mistake, it was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. Stundle!
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Are you sure about that? Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on there. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for a back pain plate witness.
Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. There you go.
Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Little old me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now.
Shush. Ah! The courtroom is the garden of Holy Judge. The garden of madness. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave the sanctuary at once.
Oh, you want me to leave? Oh, need to get your bikini set a twist. Oh, let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Yeah, no. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place of a nun in question.
That's right. I could still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? That night I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I need a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the Inner Temple.
It sounds like a pretty important statement you just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, you Mount Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this Inner Temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Violently.
That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything happier than a knife, than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right, raging like a bull in a pigpen.
Pigeon?
I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, I was going to finally finish me off.
You left Iris to help with what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct?
Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my direction.
I don't know about that one, Chief. So you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath?
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world after all.
How long were you in the bath for, if you wouldn't mind me asking?
My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind.
We need to know with what case you left the fucking thing. Because I just took a bath for 5 minutes, there'd be no fucking, covering for your ass.
Huh? I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you watch? Ah, this is why you have to watch the young ones.
What are you going on about? Gah! Pathetic, Mount Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low.
There's some sort of kick-me sign stuck to the defense's bench.
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so...
The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before our eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly seems to be true.
There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness' memory and observational skills are. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on the powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task.
Nuh-uh.
I'm a woman of fate, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
Faith, the unholy trilogy. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to Vienna Temple at all.
No! She said that.
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
Alibi? Well, that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Ugh.
All people lie, that is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear, 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 you're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to set cross-examination, eh? Mr. Wright, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Fuck.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
And please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination.
Well, good sir. Are you sure you're not making a mistake?
You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness.
Still, I have to wonder.
There's no bath at your temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. Was she now?
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct?
Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Oh, wait a minute.
Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well.
It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Order in the court, witness, you're responsible.
Sister? This hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see, a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each one is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. And this is quite strange. Gah!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
Fuck.
Sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to Vienna Temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's hearts. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
Alright, round two. Round two, motherfucker! I finished my bath around 11.
Oh, now you tell me! Now you tell me!
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look. Another one I'm looking for. I need. Where's the reporter? There it is. Lightning struck the bridge at 10:45. She must have heard the fucking lightning fucking burn the bridge down, right? Surely. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mr. Galise, and with that sword of all things. Mr. Galise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of a window. Which is true according to the autopsy report. You saw a terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone but a full name can't do something about that habit of yours.
After my bath. Woo.
How far is it from your room to Vienna Temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 50 minutes dusky bridge from Hazakura Temple. Vienna Temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall.
When it happened. You say you heard a noise?
Thump, just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling. No, there's also lightning outside, by the way.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches, that's a lie. Thump, just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that.
Holy shit, the judge is helping me. The next one to laugh gets the whipping.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and there it was.
This is the second time that witness has testified to see the defendant, but some doubt remains in those claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword, Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood!
Her hood?
That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Gah. Ha! You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important?
Yes. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like this new statement to be added to the testimony. Heh. Miles Edgeworth. If you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
Whoa! Witness, add the test statement to your testimony. No problem.
You're sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Ah, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style, yes, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whip-hit puppy inside my whip.
A what?
At least then it might bite you, not someone else.
Iris did have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? No, Asakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. So for reference, it's technically here two-story building. I see, and the victim was staying in one of these rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I am the one who carried her things to the room after all. What makes us just sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of fate after all, the head honcho of Asakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
Huh. It doesn't feel like she was lying.
This is very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen no incident in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own ability as a defense attorney.
Okay, so... you heard a noise from the courtyard. However... never mind! It does, what do you mean?
Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does.
Don't try to play mind games with me. Fuck.
Curses, it appears I've yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom.
Iris didn't have her hood on. Huh. Huh.
Huh.
Damn, must have occurred after she got. Okay. Around L11, and then she heard the shenanigans. With the sword of all things, that's valid. She didn't have her hood on. Oh, but you could just pull it back. Huh. Huh. Am I winning? Well, I hit the first part. Anyway, Jace, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. We never hood on, yes, because we have it right here. Ring lights out and then went back to... Body fell off a death. Actually... But she died before that! What? Okay. Same old, I getcha, I getcha. But she fell after she got stabbed. Oh, hang on. I have to do it on this one. Never mind.
Impressive logic. That's what I'd like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. Woo.
However, you're talking shit. I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be as kind as take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet, that is correct. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah!
That's right. It says after death right here.
The BDSM lady returned. Yeah, she's back from her vacation after we invited her. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If a defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take the 10-foot fall? Gah!
Well, order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword, and it will leave a bloodstain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood?
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Well, has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when the stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that will be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place.
However,
with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfect reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Really now?
Order! I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. Huh.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go setting me short now. Ironic. Whoop. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape. Especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip.
Oh boy. Alright. Round 3, motherfucker. When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. There you go. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Miss Stiglitz.
Oh, way wondrous!
I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I woke, Mystic Army was stabbing Mr. Galeese through the back. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Mount Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that.
Get her ass. Fucking get her ass. Gatorade.
At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
No, you didn't.
Think carefully. This is very important.
It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the soul was already in Mr. Galeese's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Mount Edgeworth. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right. Some of it was splattered onto Iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What?
Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further? Yes, obviously. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out.
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you added the statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine. Now, onto what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you.
I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? By Mystic Army, you are referring to the golden statue, correct?
Just stabbing someone with the Shishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mystic Army hold the blade.
Truly a heinous, despicable crime. It is easy to despise something, anyone can do it. However, there's something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's stoutly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that?
No, I don't think I can.
There's always a logical reason behind why someone acts.
That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself...
There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shichishito from the Yami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaw in this testimony, perhaps then will I begin to find the truth.
Oh yeah.
Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out?
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Army. Mr. Galeese was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to her hilt, to the hilt. Buried up to the hilt? When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mr. Galeese's body. It slid out from the gaping wound. Ah! It goes without saying, what if the sword was removed? That if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened.
She got stabbed twice. She got stabbed twice, actually. Will I pull the blade? I think I can pull the blade, right? Yep. Because buried to the hill, that thing is like barely bloody. That thing's like barely, it's like, the tip is like, boop, boop. It's like, boop. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are so many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain.
Explain yourself.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Doesn't appear? What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
The objection stands. I worked a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here.
If the sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it, it certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when the blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Huh. I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Yeah!
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No!
Order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one if that.
What does it mean? What does it all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito.
What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Gami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect upon this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. If it influenced us to believe the Shishito was the murder weapon. Order!
So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Miles Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall in the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Oh, really? Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe? I think I know where this all was supposed of.
You what? Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible!
What else? What else could this old woman have seen? In Vienna Temple would be a fucking lie, cause right after the murder. Fucking... She must have carried the fucking, like, if she stabbed her in the, okay, you know, I'm fucking grabbing things before even hearing anything, but I have a tendency to do that. Nonetheless, if we think about this thing for a sec, right? If we think about this thing for a second. She must have stabbed the bitch with the initial sword, thrown it out of the window, pulled out the murder weapon, grabbed it, skedaddled to the inner sanctum, or to the inner temple, whatever, went all the way back, meanwhile lightning struck, bridge is on fire somewhere in between there. Bridge on fire, everything fucked. She probably couldn't even carry the weapon over there, if the bridge was already on fire. And then she must walk all the way back and fucking jam the other sword in her. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. I saw the murder weapon at around 11 p.m. and after asking that it be reported, I went to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 50 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 minutes using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away this time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know? Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. There's a photograph.
Look at this photograph. Makes me laugh. A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in the front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go into the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
No, it's actually in the temple. Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Ah, piss. Ah, piss. Are you sure about the time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Rykan was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night, could I? At 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Your estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right, the one who trampled me.
Seems she is the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him. He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell.
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited.
That's it, that's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course, it was parked in front of the gate.
So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Press. Any answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. It was still warm, that means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it. Curses.
It seems highly likely that the killer did use a snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
5 minutes.
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
Oh, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Wait, so you jammed the fucking thing into a tree and it still works? That's killer. Refresh our memory, how long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to conceive that it's more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Huh. Well, it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here.
Oh, and what would this mystery element be?
The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods?
Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma.
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor?
What?
Jesus, over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth. With a mystery to feed the fire, was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Huh.
Snowmobile was used indeed. It was used indeed. But there are also the track, like normal foot tracks. Who did those belong to? Huh. 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 Yeah, but what the fuck, like the bridge was on fire? Never mind. Never mind. I need to do something with this, but I don't know what yet. Minutes, but those less than 5 using one of the snowmobiles. Could it be that there was no snow on it because it wasn't snowing that day? Could it be that? Never mind. Minutes to walk. Never mind. Maybe I'm too hellbent on where's our reporter? Why the fuck would he even go to the main gate, to be fair? Snowmobile had been used. If only fucking Larry would have told me that he fucking used the mobile to get to the hall. Huh. Huh. Well, let's present Larry. Like, what about this bloke? What if I just go, what about this man? Nah. Snowmobile had been used, but Larry might have used it. Okay, never mind. The snowmobile had been used. How do I disprove that? Never mind. Never mind, I can't throw around the blackmail yet the blackmail letter yet either. There you go. Blackmail yet black fucking blue yeti, actually. With a report magazine. I don't know where I got that idea from. I don't know what in my mind gave me that idea, but fuck it. Takes 50 minutes to walk, is less than 5 that way. Okay. Worth a shot? I don't know. I have to like... I have no clue right now. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while you were knocked out. That's impossible. Okay, so the autopsy report doesn't help me here. Maybe the photo does. Not that photo, but... Wait, where's the crime scene photo? There you go. Never mind. Uh-huh. How long were you knocked out for? Roughly 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to go back. It's more than enough time. Yeah, she fucked her back, that's whatever. Yep, there was a snowmobile there. That's only one. So it was there, yes. See, this engine was still warm. There wasn't any snow on it. Oh, the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. It had been used. Has it though? I was only testing you. Who's testing you, fool? Track that has been used. Uh-huh. Okay. I thought it would have been like too dark to use it, but actually no, I think there was a light on the thing, right? I think there's light on the fucking thing, right? There's light on the fucking thing. I mean, obviously because it is a vehicle, but still. Mm-hmm. Okay, never mind. I mean, it stopped snowing during the time, so yeah, whatever. Okay, not the map either. In case that had been used. Why is there no snow on the corpse? Never mind. That is irrelevant, apparently. Checks indicate the snowmobile had been used. What about this stick? Never mind. Okay, so the stick is irrelevant for now. Probably until we like talk about the corpse in detail, but... Saw the murder around 11 PM. But she was already dead by then. Never mind. She was already dead by then. Maybe we can pull a weather report here. Never mind. I cannot go full weather report on this one. Uh-huh. After asking to report, I went up to the main gate and you saw tracks. Cool. It takes like 5 minutes. saw the murder attempt before or after you passed the fuck out? Before or after you passed the fuck out? So she saw the thing pass the fuck out for like 10 to 20 minutes. Never mind. Huh. But the bridge is fucked. Damn it! But the bridge is broken! Snowmobile used for what? There is no need for the snowmobile! There is no need for the snowmobile! No, I just would have went after the fucking letter. Shit. Threw the weapon to the river and came back while we were knocked out. No. I don't know, do we have fingerprint of the fucking, like, of the fucking snowmobile, maybe? We probably don't, right? But Iris said she wasn't there, lol. But she said she wasn't there, lol. Okay, no, that don't help either. That don't help either. You could have a snowmobile after all. Came back while you were knocked out. Let me think. Let me try to think. Snowmobile had been used, yes. But we never stated what it was used for. We never stated what it was used for. I know what's gonna help me think. Let me get my fucking milk. Hang on. Cause I bought some fucking like banana fucking like milk earlier in the store because I had to get groceries and shit. So I just bought these because they were like 50% off. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it all. So I know that's the way we do it. So give me just a moment. Alright. Strikes that had been used. It had indeed been used, but at the same time, fucking... Huh. I don't know. Has the fingerprint on it? Yeah, whatever. Anyway. Focus. I can't focus, I have no clue. Snobby had been used. Other spiritual power. Discovered the murder. It's currently missing. Not trapped via a temple. Don't remember how we became friends though. Magic. Snowball had been used. Maybe by her. Lol. No. Huh. 5 minutes to walk Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. So I'll try thing has been used. He was knocked out for 10 or 20 minutes. There's more than enough time to get that shit over there. Iris could have done it. Well, right out of place here. The reasoning. What? Defendant could have done this. Murder weapon was disposed off in the river. Another point to me. Was there a reason to throw out the murder weapon? After reporting it, you went to Phoenix Wright. Yes. So send him to the bridge. He didn't have a cell phone on him. Right. It was taking him a while to get back. He never returned, actually. He never actually returned. Just want to report that he like never returned. No, okay, cool. Nope, we ignore the fact Phoenix got, like fell off a fucking, you know. Went out to the main gate. Hold on, shouldn't he be going after Maya? Never mind. Why would you go back to the main gate and not fucking, you know, look for Maya? Never mind. Went to the main gate. Snovia had been used. I don't know why I just pointed to the staff again. It feels like that's the one I have to aim for, but I am unsure which one. I already tried that one and it didn't work. Did I, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Contradicts nothing in this. Because there were already tracks of it. But there were none at the crime scene. XD. There were none at the crime scene. Okay, that's irrelevant. That one also doesn't matter. She never left her room, XD. Okay, no. I don't see the relevance in the photograph, to be fair. This one's also completely fucking irrelevant. For now. Weather report, also useless. Maybe they threw the weapon out. Oh, because of the blackmail, so. No. No. Fuck. I'm running out of, like, ideas. Like, hard. Okay, I can't just present the weapon again. The not murder weapon, murder weapon. Can't even carry this fucking thing. Shit. Yeah, but the fucking bridge was destroyed by then. Route into the river and then fucking... Somehow room to the murder was discovered. Fell after death? It's the courtyard murder scene. It's impaled by the funny sword. Gotcha. Maybe she was stabbed with ice and just melted. Snowmobile had indeed been used. Unfortunately, it did. Unfortunately, it did. Maybe it had been used by you! Fuck. Threw the weapon into the river and came back while it was knocked out. But why? And someone must have seen it, right? Like, someone must have seen it if they came back, right? Or have they? What could those tracks have been from? But the issue is, if they carried the murder weapon there, right? There would have been blood everywhere. Huh? Huh? Didn't I do that already? Holy shit, I'm actually retarded. But yeah, if you carried a fucking murder weapon all across the fucking place, that would be like blood, like all over the snow. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness said was true, then why is there only one set of tracks? I mean, not wrong. Not what I was going for, but you know what? It pointed me the correct way.
What do you mean? I first left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should have been 2 sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right.
Huh. You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth.
Huh?
On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by snowfall.
That's a lie, because it stopped after the murder happened. Also, I lost the fuck myself now, but who cares?
This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. Well, she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Sir Flaw in her theory.
There is a contradiction.
The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, this is impossible. Huh. Would you care to explain why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? Huh. No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me.
On the night of the murder went and returned from the Dusky Bridge, in order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Present the evidence that proves the contrary.
Where's our reporter? Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Haha! Foolish! Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
The weather report?
Snow started to fall at 7, but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 PM, the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah! Order! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ah!
It's too soon to be closing this trial to the snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Huh. Answer me this then. When is the weather report ever correct?
Ah, no, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is, actual data. Ah!
Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 PM.
It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh?
Rude ass? What? How did you pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
Come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well, I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Huh. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it already stopped snowing?
It is the murder photo, actually. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in the courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception, and that is the victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. Yeah. In other words, if the killer really did go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph there should be 2 sets of tracks. Yeah. However, you're fucked.
Order! Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the fact points to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading to Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, it must have been after 1050. The snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained, which had to have been after 1050.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night of the question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
Nuh-uh, she went to the fucking... what was it called again? Wrong photo. She went to the fucking Heavenly Hall! But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, there was no snowmobile. I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it also wasn't there. It was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too.
Huh. But that isn't possible.
Is it though? Order in the court. What does that all mean?
Yeah. So then what was the snowmobile used for? We know that. It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the temple. But had been, and the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. Never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't know, that's the thing I liked. It was cold enough to freeze their ears off. Only an idiot would go on wandering like that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame.
Hold on. Something's coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on a subarctic night. Your Honor, actually there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know, someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking of when wandering outside on a cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot we're talking about?
Larry!
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Laduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim Elise Denim.
Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder?
That's, I could tell him all about his designs for Iris, but it might just cost his credibility as a witness before I even call him.
So?
Yes, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I don't know. I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well done. Court is now in recess.
Imagine if this was like a fucking real-time recess where you had to wait 20 minutes. Part 2-2.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say. Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things which I need to ask of you before we can reconvene. Alright, I'll help you in any way I can. First, about that night. You really didn't go to the temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying. Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in the Hazakura Temple. Very well, the second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 PM that night, were you the one who used the snowmobile? There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me. So it was you, but why? Where did you go out to Dusky Bridge? I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, not in the middle of a fucking court session, woman! Fuck off!
What is wrong with you? I'm already fighting inside the courtroom. Why do I have to fight outside of it now?
I can't tell you about that yet. Yet? Until her safety is confirmed. Her? The safety of the Acolyte. The Acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya.
For fuck's sake, man!
Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham? No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
You already did twice. You already did twice. Twice. You fool.
As I thought, no cycle locks. Very well. It's my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Courtroom will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intention was to capture you. Ah!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Laurice Denim, I hope you're ready. Get in here. Would seem that this whip is going to see plenty more use today. Hey guys, gouge! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, I was just artistically rendering. Gouge!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains, man. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paints. Well, to use the technical term for the color viridian.
Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it?
I know, I graded at junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
I presume you wanted to say field work, I hope.
That's it. Thanks, buddy.
It's kinda sad that I was able to understand this mango train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ow, 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 ow.
Stop pathetic blabbing and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping Miss Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness? That was all your fault. Testify now.
This is too much for me. Man. I was at the lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge.
Why is he suddenly becoming a valley girl? Hang on.
I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Aren't I edgy?
Yes, actually.
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, am I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else?
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
He's recently been in the case of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching will make you eternally unhappy.
Okay, buddy. Well then, let us proceed to cross-examination. Booth, no touching, thank you. We could delve into other details at a later time.
Really now?
Whatever's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
A single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness? Any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right?
Ugh. See, you can do it if you try.
Ouch!
There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge.
Oh boy. A number of times.
A number of times, how many?
Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes.
Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night.
You bet! Real life is about waiting with your heart in your hands.
Love you say.
It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack, using this blackmail letter.
Blackmail?
No, that was simply a product of overflowing Ow!
You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness.
So, what did you see? I hope for your sake and what you saw a snowmobile. You huffy, puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whimpering wuss of a witness. Oh, I should teach my children that.
Well, you see...
Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. Larry, you really didn't see it.
Hey, don't need to hit your desk, I can hear you. I didn't see it, I didn't see a snowmobile.
Huh. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile?
You truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up. What? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Seems that I need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. You didn't meet anyone.
That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see some Crimson Lake faces now.
It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth.
Indeed, it seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this in the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along. Also save real quick. How much health do I have left? Like 4 pips, right? Yeah. Didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. Really now? Really now? Didn't see a snowmobile or any person at the bridge. Oh, besides Phoenix, maybe. Didn't you say you saw something impressive at that time? Okay. Never mind. I love safe scamming. Yay! Okay. Wow, as if I'm struggling on the fucking Larry part. There's something disgustingly obvious in here that I'm currently not getting. Looking up for the stars? No, you were looking at the fucking... Okay, cool, never mind. Okay, we've already declared that this entire first phrase is a fucking like lie. I see. Okay. So we've just unanimously agreed that this one's completely irrelevant. Hmm. 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You know the bridge burned down at some point, right? Never mind. He doesn't care about that part. Is the map relevant? Never mind. The map is also not relevant. After a number of times, I am missing something disgustingly obvious here and I don't get it. Hey Valen, what's up? What's up? I'm doing alright. As good as I can, to be fair. As good as I can with my current life situation, I guess. But yeah, I'm alright. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. I am missing something disgustingly obvious here, but I don't get it. This is haunting. This is haunting. Didn't see a snowmobile. You're stuttering like crazy, good sir. Probably doing fine. I mean, physically I am. Physically I'm fine, so that's good enough. I ain't dead. That's the start. I didn't see a snowmobile, right.
Larry, you prick. Allegedly has seen no one that night, but he did. I mean, he met with Phoenix, to be fair. Well, there you go. Talk about missing something completely fucking obvious. Yeah, he did meet with Phoenix. What am I talking about? Alright, Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, it cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the instance you create.
You're totally pinning this on me.
No, then let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. Even the judge is slamming him! Even the judge is slamming him. That reality will not change.
But, what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what do you need to change the inner self? But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping.
Bro, mood.
But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Nothing, actually. I'm blind. I went to the shack at around 9, so it could have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash blinded me.
Uh-huh.
I looked at the window. Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Why did you say 10:30? It struck at 10:45?
There was still some thunder, but it went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky or unlucky. No, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination. Wait, Franziska doesn't know that Phoenix isn't fucking, like... Phoenix is fucking hospitalized? Okay. She doesn't know Phoenix is fucking hospitalized, okay. That's a lie. What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited? Dare I even ask?
I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet in the first place, did they?
Shut up! Don't go picking my fun memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way, so every 20 minutes or so I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
Radio. This light was, of course...
Lightning. Like, pow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big ba-ba-ba-da-boom! Ah!
Or did it like that?
That's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire of my heart. Oh, Larry.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge.
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, Witness.
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge caught on fire, maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is the small shack from you were from the bridge?
Hold on, well, that pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about 5-minute walk?
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trips can compare.
Well, should I press him a little more for info?
Yes.
Why didn't you call anyone? Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? Well, what's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There is a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course I've thought of doing that.
So then let's hear why you didn't.
Yeah, okay, a reason, my reason, it isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay?
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright.
Yeah, I thought I'd better tell someone about this, but then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it. More or less.
Told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth.
Let me press on this one again. Why did you go to the bridge?
So you supposedly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so?
Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't really want to go out there.
If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning.
In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness.
My reasoning? Okay, reasoning, is it? But never gets never chance to see something so big burning.
So you decided to go and see what was happening?
That's right. We're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to high heaven. That's not something you see every day. A real spectacular. Like, really special?
Can you really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle?
Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the belt.
Well, my motto is hit life back as hard as I can. Ah!
I'll give you a few hits too if you'd like, with my whip.
Where's our reporter?
What do you mean? It is clearly at an entirely different time. That's 15 minutes. It is 15 minutes. 15 minutes, Larry! You bastard!
Isn't telling us the whole truth. We worry about Iris. No. At least not on this specific phrase. What if I... No. Imagine being that mid-courtroom. What if at 10:30? It was not 10:30, you bastard. It was not 10:30, you prick. Lying on you betting when you almost got flashbanged by fucking thunder. Whiskey Bridge was on fire. I swear to God. Do we put whoever put here? No. Let's check the right way. Look at Whiskey Bridge was on fire. Okay, you could have seen it from there. Never mind. You were able to see it from there. I mean, you could have just watched from back at your house, to be fair. You could have just watched from back at your house, to be fair. Something so big burning. Did you see anything else burning? No. Oh, this part's irrelevant because he wasn't present at the temple itself. So there's a chance to see something so finally burning. Curious. Mm-hmm. 10:30. Are you sure? What's the punch of blackmail over here? Okay, cool. Because I specifically mentioned 10 PM, but irrelevant. Never mind. Hey, so what about the autopsy report? Never mind. Does he change the... Does he change the time when I... Okay. Does he freeze up if I do it multiple times? That would be a very much everything. Time meeting is 10 PM, right? Yes, you did. Couldn't wait and I thought she might come early too. But she didn't. And they lost the ways. Every 20 minutes he went to the bridge, but didn't see any suspicious. And then he just went back. And what flash almost blinded you? That was the lightning strike. Kapow! Uh-huh. I just see the lightning hit the bridge, but started by the flashlight, so... The bridge was on fire. Changed your mind. And you fell bridge caught on fire around 5 minutes. After the walk, how did it look when you got there? Nah. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll stop pushing the fucking weather. Stop pushing the fucking weather report. Why did you still go to it? Didn't really want to go. He changed his mind because I see something so bright burning. That's terrible fucking. That's a terrible fucking assessment, but you know. That is a terrible assessment. Maybe we want to look after her. No. Oops. Talk about the burning bridge, but this is something that doesn't quite fit. There's the whole truth. The bridge wasn't fire. What the wire snap? The important part is that one the wire snapped. Okay, that's not it. Went to check it out. You had no reason to check it out, so like, why? I don't get it. Here, look at Phoenix Wright again. Oh. Huh. What reason did he have to go there? What reason did he have to go there? That's the staff, that's the sword. Scroll. Temple map. Wonder White's right away to check it. Okay, but I guess we're ignoring one of the fucking things being broken for now. Regional weather report for another crime. None of this makes sense. It doesn't fit in the timeline. It wasn't 10:30. I know it's about 10:30, but even if it was like a 5-minute walk, he would have been there like before the fucking thing even struck. I don't know. I don't know. Look at the photo. Look at the chance to see something so big burning. Well, you also saw someone get fucking shanked, so you know. I don't know why. I don't know why I pulled that photograph. He was technically not connected with during the time. I mean, it was night, so. The bridge was on fire. It was still some fun, but we wanted to check it out right away for literally no reason. For literally no reason. What am I missing here? What am I missing here? I see something so big burning. There's nothing that's burning. The thing that so fucks my head is the timer doesn't work because, you know, the lightning struck the bridge at 10:45, but... And then at 11:15 the fire stopped and the bridge was fucked. Well, you know, completely gone. Gonzo gone. So, it was indeed snowing, and then there was lightning at some point. The white flash almost blinded you, but it was already like fucking... That was of course lightning. You see the lightning? Yeah. Not by a flash of light. The thunderstorm started earlier though. Never mind. The thunderstorm started earlier though, but we'll ignore that. Okay. White flash, it was her! Never mind. The white flash was actually the snowmobile. Okay. Ah. Fire. Well, no, see no chance. This thing's so big burning. Like your life. Mm-hmm. Nice suspension bridge burning to high heaven. Something you see every day, really spectacle. Uh. $10 PM, yeah, right. PM. Do I have to look out for the time part, or if I go by red text, because this is the only one where red text appears because of the 10 PM time frame that we set for ourselves. What have we set with the letter? Tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. That's what your secrets to expose. Jokes on you, the murder was during the time. Never mind. No. えーっとえーっとHuh. Not trapped there. Hmm. Apparent murder weapon, no. Before lights out bell, okay, cool, whatever. Found it in the main hall. She dropped it, yeah, she did drop it, so she had the idea. She knew what was going on. Regional weather report, but apparently we don't give a shit about the weather report despite the fact it actively contradicts what he's saying. Roundabouts by 10 was in her room until the murder was discovered. No. Oh, don't fucking save. What do you mean? Holy. Something doesn't quite fit. He's doing something. Something's a big burning, you really know. Didn't you burn the castle? Oh no. Good question. Good question. Good question, no answer in my head. Okay, so we don't care about that part yet. Taking that knight from the main gate, right. That sounds fun, but you went right to always check it out. Huh. What if I pull the weather report onto every single phrase? What if I pull the weather report onto every single phrase? Surely at some point it must work, right? Surely at one of these it must work on, right? It was on fire, that's a lie. Complete different time frame. Oh, I ready to check it out? That's a lie, because it would have been broken by then. Never thought to see another chance, but it's fucked. Okay, cool. So the weather report is completely out of the question. The weather report is completely out of the question. Giving myself like another 5 minutes to figure something out. Fuck the magazine. There's nothing of relevance in any of these. Bell rang out. That's the stabbing he wasn't at. That's the snowmobile tracks. You didn't know about those. He's irrelevant, she's irrelevant, she's dead. You never get another chance to see. No. No. Main gate to Dusky Bridge. Never get a chance to see something that big burning, yeah, no. Prime photo is irrelevant. Autopsy report is irrelevant. The testimony is also kind of irrelevant. And a room until the murder was discovered. Okay, cool. This photo, as much as I want to use it, this is not about the corpse yet. Cold magazine, who cares? Whoever report the game's like, no. Doesn't have the surrounding area. No. What are you trying with this? What's the room until when it was discovered? Yeah, right. No. Why don't you try testing this penalty? Do I have to die on purpose? That'd be hilarious. If it's never like death on purpose, just like with fucking Manfred. It's Jola. Iris is guilty! True, but you know... True, but you know... Can't have that! Can't have that! Ugh! Ugh! Yeah. Let me look this up, hang on. Call anyone. What? Huh? Hang on, what? Why didn't you call anyone? Yeah. That's what I said before. Wait, did it replace? Oh, it replaced the fucking thing! So I was on the right track, I just fucked myself by magically replacing that one because, you know, I put the Rykan report right here. Oh, thanks Google. That's stupid. That is fucking stupid. That is fucking stupid. I replaced the thing I was supposed to press it on. Because I didn't know it replaced the testimony part. It just straight up replaced it. It didn't even, like, give it an extra slot. Mental illness. I'm too tired for this. Then again, I haven't slept in like a month. It's just getting worse for me. Your very existence being a contradiction, and I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the heck? It make me sound like some sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
Yes, that's what I've been saying from the start, but it wasn't the correct fucking thing to press it on for some reason.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy's on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge and immediately went to see what happened, is that correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m.
And all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act.
That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred at Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. Oh, so what's the other 15 minutes we're talking about? Not the 15 minutes I was talking about between him saying 10:30 and actual striking at 10:45.
Ah!
I can't believe I fucked myself this hard. Holy.
There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at the time.
Yeah, excuse me, I have an objection.
You do?
Hey, gee, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Laurie's student. Yeah.
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 PM. The sister only said around 11. In which case, it could have been earlier than that. What you're footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma, the slope ahead is slippery. But there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 10 PM.
Why not?
It's clearly written here in the weapon data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 PM.
Which means what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 PM, but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Ha, pinch me.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, good sir.
Order!
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix, right? I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
But this is Larry we are talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Yeah. Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it this time, everything. Ow!
Then say it.
Very well, I have a terribly bad feeling about this, but let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
I was jerking off.
Sorry.
I'm a denim, I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly into the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and he came running up.
Fucking melt.
I suppose artists can be strange folk. He's not an artist, he's a fool.
That's right, I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it.
Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
And what would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did you think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You'll regret this, Edgy.
Really now? Tell us, Larry.
My name is Larry's, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
So who exactly are you?
I'm Larry's Denim, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case.
And you are an artist?
Of course I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself. Names mean nothing. There's only one issue and I care to discuss. What were you doing? Sketching the burning bridge.
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. Yeah.
Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Well, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
But doesn't it appear to be the fastest solution? I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling about the instant this sketch is revealed.
The entire word may be changed from what is depicted there. Now fucking give it to me. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, even I couldn't have imagined it to turn out like this.
Imagined what?
That Laurice Dunham's debut would take place here today like this. Yeah, whoa.
Show it now.
Okay, but steer yourselves. This is the word of Laurice Dunham.
Oh. Well. Huh. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yeah, well... It's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames, I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry,
What?
the burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate-looking figure?
Now you spotted it, I thought you might.
However much I want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris! I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan her for her future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Ugh. Larry, please, answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Flying over the bridge like it was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
You high.
Are you high?
Exactly, Larry. Are you fucking high? Because she's really high up in this picture. What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no code of law will have acknowledged that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this.
She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. It was really something to see.
Well, this has to be some kind of a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let's get back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect to expose the obvious contradiction here. People can't fly.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what do you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me.
Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime.
No, hurry up and cross-examine him.
You idiot! Just where did you see this sight from?
Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed at a rundown shack, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it for a while from there, thinking how nicely it was burning. And after about 5 minutes I saw it.
The defendant flying.
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge.
I see, that all makes sense, aside from the sketch itself.
Yeah, this sketch doesn't make any sense. You just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. A white hood fluttering? You fool! There never was a hood! Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole dollar if that's the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there's one thing that we could say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been Defendant Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah!
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolish, foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge, but the hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood.
My hood?
Ah!
It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense's bench. Huh. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest that was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog?
Oh, perkele. Puta madre.
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage. Bold and brash, but it belongs into the trash.
What is it now, witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Angie, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What?
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Lawrence Nim, shall prove it.
Uh-oh.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in the sketch, and show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You're serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me.
Proof that Iris flew.
Is it the orb? Is it like the purple orb?
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere.
Ah, you sorry fool. You think you can get me with a silly crystal sphere? That is covered in blood, by the way?
I'm sure Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Foolish mortal.
A crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That's fair. Where did you find it?
Let me see, around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow.
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then, but there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood!
What? Blood?
Yes.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Larry's denim only a few minutes ago?
Cool.
So, you went to the burning bridge?
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. At least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say?
I guess she went back to Azakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point.
So, what do you do next?
So you search all over for her?
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so you know.
Huh. Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself and it kinda lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself.
Yeah, the snow was deep and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yep, they're stupid and then there's Larry Butts.
The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? And what happened next?
Half buried.
It was sitting in the snow with a little gavin on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark, too.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro, a genius security guard. I used the pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly as if it was saying, "Here I am," to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere in Iris' hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing a hood that night. Each nun is assigned their own hood, and there is assigned only one.
I don't know anything about that, okay? Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems.
However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge, that is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from?
That is a question I aim to answer. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought that it was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right, my gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today.
This cause isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradiction in his testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits is of further mysteries.
Look at this photograph. Makes me laugh.
Larry, that night there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
There was? Oh, who was the stupid idiot?
Mr. Lee's doing him, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere.
Hey, that's my photograph, give it back. Now.
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They don't look alike.
In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime.
Ah! The crystal sphere, it's gone.
What? What?
Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing a hood, more importantly. The crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Mr. Lee's doing him?
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a fool's conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
You can't do that. I saw it with my own two eyes.
And this crystal sphere, this is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought and I'm sure you'll realize it was well, Mr. Edgeworth. At least the name wasn't her room at the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma, the only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case. That crystal sphere was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No way!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that at least the Nim left Hazakura temple that night. However, if some of his crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on this position of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place?
Yep.
Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. Simply prove it. That's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving the case.
Well, you will do that?
That look in your eyes, you remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. That should come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright and I am indeed cornered.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
The snow on top of it?
Your response, Miss Von Karma.
What? Miles Edgeworth, I think one such bird is calling for its fellow now.
Go, Edgy, do it, prove it! Win, win, win!
But it was covered in snow! But it was covered in snow! Yeah, I can prove it, don't worry about it. Chrissy was indeed dropped before the murder. Where's the staff?
Oh, there's blood on it. There's blood on it. I don't know the staff.
She was dropped before the murder.
Can I just predict the fucking ball itself? Ah! There we go.
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
That the crucisphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Oh,
Therefore, the crucisphere must have been dropped before the murder. What? What? Got him.
order, order, order!
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred caused the staff's crystal spear to come loose.
What? What could that have been?
This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Yeah, allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. The murder didn't take place in Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool, and which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miss Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Huh. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing! No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. But if you want the blood spilled, you have to remove the weapon. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could have very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. At least the nymph's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 50 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all the way? I've made it this far, the only place left to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible.
Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Well, the snowmobile, of course, duh. On that snowy night, there's one way that the body could have been moved. The snowmobile.
Ah!
As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body. Isn't that self-incriminating? Because even if the body was moved that way, only one person had the key, and that's my defendant. I'm fucking myself here.
Order, order, order! Ah!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail on your coffin? Huh. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. What? Where was the victim Elise Denim really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could have never seen the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Damn. However, he would never utter a lie that would hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Angie, thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Ah! Right, I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one alone for me being here, to expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francie whipping me up. Ouch!
Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame. Ow!
This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You are an affront to all.
Ow, 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 ow.
I demand satisfaction.
Oh shit, you killed him. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigation by both the defense and the prosecution.
And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright?
Ah.
Court is now adjourned. Holy shit. February 9th, 3:43 a.m. Hardy Clinic.
I'm still up at this hour reading from a trial record of a certain case. It's the first case my mentor Mia Fey had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within these pages. Dahlia Hoff. Oh yeah. Anyway. What have I read? What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was someone miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around to word and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with him. Somehow.
Nonetheless, because this is gonna open like an entirely new chapter, and you know, this is gonna be a long one. We're gonna call it quits for tonight. Because I can assure you the investigation chapter is gonna take like an hour, like an hour or so, 1.5 if I get unlucky, and then you know, yeah, you know how it is. You know how it is. So, we are going to be calling quits for tonight. I do. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be back on Friday with something. I'll make something up. I'll flip a coin or something, I don't know. And, you know, more Yakuza on Sunday. And then more Phoenix Wright next Wednesday. And then we'll get to the bottom of this. We will get to the bottom of this fucking mess. So, I do thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you all again next time. And until then, don't die. And don't fall off a bridge and, you know, fuck Larry. Fuck Larry. Fuck Larry. Anyway, bye!